Hi, and welcome back to Peekaboo Hauntings. I'm your witchy host, Shy, and I'll be your guide to all things paranormal, weird, and spooky. For today's episode, we're going back to Reddit. Yep, that's right. We're doing more paranormal stories I found on Reddit. The first story caught my attention thanks to the title. It's called A Friendly Hatman? After last week's episode, I couldn't resist this one. So, unfortunately, I don't have any pictures as this was when I was 6. So, bear with me. I used to live in a tiny town near Bakersfield, California. My parents lived right next to a church and the elementary school. Small white house with some bushes. Town mostly filled with ranchers and older folks. The usual. I was an only child. I remember seeing a man in a hat who used to spend time with me. He never said anything. I never remember any features other than a hat and being tall. I was 6 years old, so figures he was tall. My mom has confirmed this entity by recounting stories of the time I asked about him, or I told her who I was talking to when I was playing in my room. I've asked her several times, and she always remembers me distinctly mentioning him. I guess I'm coming here to ask if it's possible for a hat man to be friendly. Everything I've seen of these kinds of spirits is that they're often malevolent and possibly demonic. I was never scared and remember liking him a lot. He always felt very safe. The only negative thing was that he heavily disliked my biological father, who was, and is, an abusive shit. Otherwise, I never remember anything negative happening to either me or my mom. Any thoughts? It's been stuck in my mind since I recently saw the house again on a visit to my grandparents' house. I wanted to make a joke about how the Hat Man likes only childs in small cities while reading this, but I don't think that's what this is. And if you don't get my stupid reference here, check the episode before this. But back to the story. You're right. The Hatman is more known to be a malevolent spirit. Some of what you described does sound familiar, and some have had the theory that he could be more of a guardian being, but most don't seem to describe him that way. I, myself, kind of get the feeling that it could have been a spirit that was trying to protect you from your abusive father. Or at least look out for you. It was clearly caring towards you and played with you. So, I could honestly see the spirit being either a spirit guide or maybe an ancestor. Whoever they were, they truly cared for you and were looking out for you. They could even still be looking out for you, whoever they may be, and you just don't see them. Alright, let's go on to the next story. It's called Unsettling Dream of a Man in a Suit That Felt Too Real. Has anyone experienced this? Oh, I might do 4 of these today because they're all a bit short. The titles got me, and then I was disappointed by the length. Just like a man, which is the accidental theme, so it's fitting. I shouldn't say that because of the last story we're going to be reading today. I'm sorry. But I wanted to read them anyways. Alright, sorry. Let's get back to the story. This wasn't just a weird dream. It actually left me shaken. I was sitting in my living room watching TV And instead of a normal program, it felt like a live broadcast. On the screen was a man in a dark navy suit, turned about three-fourths to the side. I could see his torso, arm, and hand. Light skin, strong, but not bulky. No ring or watch. But the camera never once panned up to his face. It felt like it was being deliberately hidden. The atmosphere was heavy. A crowd was clapping so loud it was almost deafening, like they were celebrating him. My mom was in the room too, and she saw him, and I saw her face go pale, almost sickly. Then she looked straight at me with dread and whispered, "It's him." That's when it hit me. My stomach dropped and my ears started ringing. The closest I can compare it to is Spider-Man's spider sense moment in No Way Home. Ah, the Peter Tingle. I warned you, you're not getting highbrow comedy around here. I'm full of cheesy jokes. And cheese. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So, let's get back to the story. I've had plenty of strange dreams, but never one that gave me a physical reaction like this. Has anyone had a dream like this, where it felt less like a random dream and more like a warning or a presence you couldn't explain? Now, I've definitely had dreams that felt a little too real. And I do believe dreams can be warnings or a way for a spirit to talk to you. I know a lot of people like to poo poo on the idea, but I've had those kinds of dreams where there is something about them that doesn't feel like a normal dream. It's a hard thing to explain, as those dreams are something no one can experience with you, at least usually. As for your dream, I have no idea what it means. If it is a spirit communicating with you, they can give you some cryptic dreams that don't make sense right away. They could be trying to tell you something in a way that they think will make sense or make sense later. It's annoying sometimes trying to understand what they mean, especially if you don't talk to them very often or they don't talk to you very often. For our third story today, we have my grandfather visited me in my dreams this morning. Oh, and just a warning before we start this one, I had to fix some grammar here and there just to make the story flow a little better. Either they wrote this really fast or they're not fluent in English, which is fine, of course. But it was kicking my dyslexic ass trying to read it. Speaking of that, I noticed some terms I'm not sure how to pronounce in this, so please be kind. I will never be disrespectful of other cultures, but sounding out words is not my strong suit. I'm doing my best, I promise. Enough of the disclaimers. Let's get back to the stories. That's what you're here for, after all. It's been 10 days since he's passed away, in his 80th year. He passed quietly in his sleep. I'm the son of his eldest daughter. We're Hindus by religion and faith. We consulted an astrologer who advised us to keep his room closed for 5 months. And it's to help his soul attain moksha, to keep the place pure without any intervention. I'm afraid after learning all of this. I've been sleeping in my sister's room, and just yesterday I told everyone why I was afraid. Maybe this is just my ignorance in this, but I don't really understand why you're afraid. Does it have something to do with the fact that you're scared he won't attain moksha? I really do hope I'm pronouncing that right. I know you did some research, and that information is what seems to have you worried. I just don't know what it could have been to make you feel this way. If someone knows what could have made him so scared, let me know. I really would love to know what I'm missing here. Early this morning, he visited me in my dream. Scenario goes like this. I'm sitting on the couch. I watched him enter the home from the main door with a smile on his face, wearing a white banyan and lunging, as he always did. And as I lay down on the couch's edge, he pats my head, though it didn't feel like a hand. I definitely felt my hairs moving, like an invisible arm moving along my head. That's it. He didn't speak a word, like he always did. This is such a sweet story. I don't really know what to say. Even though it's a pretty short story, I've got to say, I can feel just how pure that visit was from your grandfather. Him petting your head like that, I can tell he was a kind man who truly loved you. I feel like him visiting you, and even petting your head, was all to possibly comfort you, and maybe ease your fears, whatever they might have been. I do hope he was able to bring you some comfort through that dream. Okay, we've got just one story left today, and it's another sweet one. It's called Am I Just Being Hopeful? 4 years ago, my dad passed away. I'm sorry. I lost my dad as well, and it can be so hard to lose a parent. Out of all three kids, me being the youngest, we didn't have much of a relationship. Well, fuck me. I wasn't expecting that. I'm still sorry though. I mean, we talked and all. Just, mom and dad split up when I was very young. Anyways, his funeral was in Ohio, and we lived in California. It was the first time the whole family was back together. I mean, yes, we had my dad's ashes, but it was all the kids, mom and dad, going back to the places we used to live, and so on. Alright, wait. You guys can't see this, but they put the whole family in quotes. And I'm trying really hard to be respectful, but come on. You're making it so hard, and I can't help imagining you guys taking your dad's ashes around, going, look, Dad, it's our old house, and that's where you and Mom used to fight. No, I can't. I shouldn't say this. My brother took some of my dad's ashes and we split them three ways in little tiny urns, and we buried the rest. For a minute, I thought that said burn the ashes, and I was going to say, why are you double toasting your dad's ashes? Oh my god, I'm sorry. The dyslexia got me messed up on this one. Let's see if I can read the rest of this without my demented brain making things worse. The night I got back home, I was jet lagged. It was 11 p.m. My husband was working the night shift, and I had a 12-hour shift the next day. Needless to say, I was beat. Plus, I needed to clean the mess my husband left and take care of the cats. I plopped my suitcase down in the living room and went to start the laundry when I noticed the TV had turned on in the living room. This is an old school box TV. At first, I didn't think too much of it and used the remote to turn it off. Shortly after that, it came in again. This time, I turned it off on the TV itself. The third time it came on, I unplugged it. This had never happened before and never since. The next morning, when my husband got home, the TV in the bedroom went out. Newer flat screen TV. Audio was still there, but the screen was blank. I told him what had happened the night before, and he thought maybe it was my dad's way of letting me know he was okay. Just a note, we have not had any issues with either TV since then. We made it. And just so you guys know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I've lost my dad too. And I never poke fun of someone else's loss, especially a parent. But I just get the feeling this person wouldn't care about a little joking around. I mean, they literally put the whole family in quotes, talking about her dad's funeral. I'm still not over that. I'm a sucker for dark humor. I got it from my dad. I'm sorry. But let's actually get to the story as a whole. I know you said you weren't very close to your father, but I do think your husband was right. Your dad did come by just to let you know he was okay. I know, not everyone gets a visit from a loved one after their passing, unfortunately. But I do know they do come to people to comfort them and let them know they are okay. I don't know if you maybe were more sad about his death than you were making it out in your story. He could have felt you needed a message or even a laugh if he were that kind of person. But for whatever reason, he definitely was letting you know he was still around. Who knows? Maybe you were the chosen one because of your husband. He didn't seem freaked out by the TVs. And at least the way you told it, he came up with that idea of it being your dad like it was nothing. Most people would just brush off this. So it's giving he believes in ghosts. And your dad figures you guys were the ones to leave the message with. At least, I assume no one else got a visit or realized they did. But for now, the coven is adjourned. See you next time. Bye!